Is it possible to sleep in here at Walt Disney World and still manage to do all the stuff you want to do in your favorite park? Well, we're here today at Disney's Animal Kingdom to find out. Let's go do it. Hi-ho everybody, this is Ron with Ear Scouts coming to you from Disney's Animal Kingdom, and it is like after 1 o'clock and we are just getting to this park. That's because today we're going to show you how it's possible to sleep in, enjoy your resort or whatever it is you have planned in the morning and still manage to get everything done here at the park using Disney Genie Plus. So normally with our Disney Genie Plus videos, we tell you got to get up really early, you got to book that first lightning lane right at 7 a.m. Well, guess what? I did not get up really early, and I did not book my first lightning lane at 7 a.m. That's one of the beautiful things about this strategy we're going to show you here today. There's actually no point in booking your first lightning lane at 7 a.m. The reason for that is a little wrinkle in the 2-hour rule. Now, most people know you can book another lightning lane 2 hours after you book the most recent one if you haven't used it yet. But there is a little asterisk there, and that is if you book that lightning lane before the park opens, you actually can't book your next lightning lane until 2 hours after park open. So why would you get up at 7 a.m. to book a lightning lane when you wouldn't be able to book your next one until 2 hours after the park opens? So today, this park opened at 8 a.m. That means I got an extra hour of sleep. I booked our very first lightning lane at 8. I set my alarm for 10 a.m. and then I booked lightning lane number 2. Then I set another alarm for noon where I booked lightning lane number 3. So we have got 3 lightning lanes lined up and ready to go. We're going to show you what those are on the screen. Now, I did kind of modify these as the day went on. Just whenever I had some downtime, I checked into that tipboard screen. I clicked on the 3 little dots on my reservation. I chose modify plan, and then that kind of lets you adjust the timing a little bit if you want. The great thing about using this method though, it does not restart that 2-hour clock. So you can kind of adjust those times as you like throughout the day and not worry about messing things up with your precious 2-hour countdown. So we got 3 rides set up. In a little bit, I'm going to share with you why I chose to book the things that I did in the order that I did. But right now, what's important is we're going to go do the most recent lightning lane that we booked. In our case, that is Dinosaur. The reason we want to do the most recent is because that way we don't have to wait 2 hours to book another one. We can actually book our next lightning lane as soon as we tap in. This is an important thing to know though. You can't just tap into any of your lightning lanes. If you tapped into the one you booked first, that does nothing. It has to be the most recent lightning lane that you've booked. That's what's gonna free you up to book the next one. Let's head on in to Dinoland, USA. Well, that was a wild ride on Dinosaur. If you sit in that front row, it's not nearly as bumpy as if you're in that back row. You really get tossed around a lot in that back row. So you can request a certain row if you want. I did make a quick stop here at Restaurantosaurus though. Another tip, if you are bringing a water bottle with you, which I definitely recommend, if you refill the water bottle at the water fountains, it's kind of hit or miss whether that water is going to be chilled or not. But if you go into the quick service restaurants that have a soda fountain inside that's accessible to the guests, then you're actually allowed to refill your water bottle there. The bonus is it is going to be chilled water, and it is actually usually filtered water when it comes out of the fountains. Well, as soon as we tapped in back there at Dinosaur, I went ahead and I booked my next lightning lane. I grabbed Expedition Everest because my plan today is just kind of casually make our way around this park. We're not going to do a bunch of crisscrossing because we don't really need to. We've kind of got the most important rides already booked, so we're not worried about being able to snag those. I did back up the time just a little bit for Navi River Journey, just because I didn't want to feel like rushed to get over there. I'll probably do that as the day goes on, and I recommend you do that. Just keep an eye on the times. If you see one that looks maybe a little bit better for your plan, just back things up a little bit. Keep in mind though that you can only get the next available time. So you might have to do what we call playing the Disney Genie slots a little bit. What I mean by that is you're just gonna sort of pull your finger down, refresh the times, and hopefully get one that's more suited to what you're looking for. The other thing to keep in mind, the most popular rides will often run out of lightning lanes later in the day. So make sure you're really happy with those times earlier in the day rather than later, because you don't want to hit the point where there's no lightning lanes available and you're not happy with the time that you've got. Best ride in Disney World, check. I'm having some ear issues at the moment. I actually made these. I kind of Frankensteined these together. So I got this pith helmet here at Animal Kingdom. They sell these. And then I found these ears that were attached to a headband at a Disney outlet actually. And I thought I'll just take the ears off the headband and put them on this, but they're it's a little floppy. So yeah, they're kind of, also, the ears are a little big. I feel like I look like Rick Moranis from Spaceballs. I don't know why people wear these on safaris, because this is really swelteringly hot to wear. And I feel like safaris are not really like known to be cool places. But never fear, we are going to cool off right now. We're gonna head over to Kali River Rapids. While we're on the way over there though, I wanna talk to you guys about the order of booking things. I mentioned that at the top of this video. There is a little bit of a method to the madness when you're choosing what to book first. I always recommend starting with the most popular ride in the park because number one, you don't want to lose that ride because it will run out of lightning lanes first. But number two, it's easier to get later return times for that ride because you can always only book the next available time with a Genie Plus lightning lane. But if you pick a really popular ride, lots of those earlier return times will already be used up. So it's easier to get a later time. Obviously that was our goal today, was to get as late a time as possible because we weren't planning on getting to the park till around 2 o'clock. Well, now we are off to the rapids, but first I'm going to switch my shoes to my trusty flip-flops. I definitely recommend bring some flip-flops if you plan to ride this ride. You can put your shoes and your stuff in the lockers, which are free. And then you don't have to worry about your shoes getting all wet and soggy when you're on this ride. Ask and ye shall receive. I said as I was getting on, I hope I got drenched. I got completely drenched. What I wasn't thinking about though was the next thing in my plan was to go meet Mickey and Minnie at Adventurous Outpost. We're actually at the tail end of that lightning lane return time, so we gotta go do that. Nothing like getting your picture taken when you're covered head to toe in Kali River Rapids water. If someone in your party was not interested in getting drenched on Kali River Rapids, which I can't imagine why, you can actually cancel a lightning lane for just one member of your group. all you got to do, tap on those same 3 little dots that you tap on to modify that reservation, but instead choose cancel. Now don't worry, it's not going to cancel it for everybody. It's going to give you the option to choose who you want to cancel it for. Just choose the members who don't want to go, confirm it, and you're all set. Now you just have the lightning lane for the people who want to go, and the people you cancel for, if they wanted, were free to book something else. Just know if they ride something else, they actually can only ride that ride once, so they wouldn't be able to ride it with the whole group. So you might want to wait and just ride the next ride altogether, but that is up to you and your plan for your Disney day. Now let's go meet Mickey and Minnie. Mickey and Minnie were really hamming it up for the camera. I love that. So our next lightning lane we have booked is actually a show. Now, in some other videos, I've said I don't typically love to use lightning lanes for shows, but there is a really great exception to that rule. Number one, shows that are really hard to get a seat for. It is worth it because that way you're insured a seat. But number two, and this is actually a tip that was shared by one of our viewers, and I really like it. If you were about to book another lightning lane and there was a show available within the next 10 or 15 minutes, if you go ahead and book that show, you're guaranteed that seat, you're guaranteed you're gonna get a good seat, and then as soon as you tap in, you can go ahead and book that next lightning lane, whatever it is that you were gonna book. So you're really only giving up like 10 or 15 minutes to book the next lightning lane, and you're guaranteed a great seat for a show you really wanna see. So let's go do it. Show always puts me in a good mood. It's just your favorites from The Lion King. The costumes are amazing, the animatronics, the acrobatics. I mean, those performers are top notch. While we were in there, I went ahead and booked our next and actually final lightning lane for here at Animal Kingdom. We got Kilimanjaro Safaris for right now. After we do safaris, all we have left is Pandora, and the only lightning lane over in there is for Navi River Journey, which we've already booked. So we started today at 1:30. It's now 4:30. In 3 hours, we have booked all of the lightning lanes that we need for this park, and really probably in another hour, we're gonna be done with all of the greatest hits here at Animal Kingdom. I'm glad we waited till this late in the afternoon to do this safari, because if we had done it kind of in the middle of the day when we got here, probably the animals wouldn't have been so active. The best time to do it is in the morning and later in the afternoon, but this is actually my favorite time because number one, this is when I usually get to do safari. I'll come over to the Animal Kingdom after work. So this is kind of the safari that I'm most used to. But also there's some animals that you'll see out, like the hyenas will probably be out right now. Those are not out in the morning. They only come out in the afternoon because they're nocturnal animals. So you do get a different experience when you do it late in the afternoon. Right now too, the wait time is just 5 minutes to use the standby. So we didn't really need to use the lightning lane. It is a Sunday, but it's not super busy here today. But honestly, even when it is pretty busy, I find that this late in the afternoon, the standby queue is really not bad for this ride, which is kind of odd because it's a great time to do the safari. So we're actually stuck for a little bit. This kind of happens a lot on this ride lately because whenever the animals enter the road, obviously this is the animals' home. The animals can stay in the road as much as they want. But the animals have learned that if they stay in the road, someone is probably going to bring them food to lure them out of the road. So I think some of these animals have actually kind of been trained. We want to hang out in the road and maybe we'll get fed. "45 minutes. I think that was the longest safari I've ever been on. First, there was a giraffic jam, and then there was a rhino roadblock. It was definitely an eventful safari. I said the animals would be out, and I was right. The animals are definitely out. They just happened to all be in the middle of the road. Well, believe it or not, my friends, we only have one ride left here at Animal Kingdom with a Genie Plus Lightning Lane. It is next door in the lovely land of Pandora. We're gonna head over that way now. It's actually my favorite land to end the night. Unfortunately, the park closes at 7 o'clock tonight, so we're not gonna get the magic of Pandora after dark. We could maybe get in the line for Flight of Passage right at 7, and it would possibly be dark by the time we got off, but honestly, the park just isn't that busy, so probably the line for Flight of Passage wouldn't be long enough to get us out after the sun has fully set. But it does not matter because we are still going to enjoy that lovely, relaxing last ride of the night. Let's head over to Pandora and do Navi River Journey. The more times I ride that ride, the more I love it. It's just so peaceful. If you're someone who deals with anxiety and these parks just stress you out, that ride, it's like a calming, soothing break from the craziness of your Disney World day. I can't think of a better way to wrap up my day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. What a great day it's been. We didn't even have to get up early. We stumbled in here after 1 o'clock, and in less than 5 hours, we did every single ride with the Genie Plus Lightning Lane. We saw the best show in this park, Festival of the Lion King. Now, to be sure, there's a lot that we did not do in this park that we could do, things that aren't related to Genie Plus Lightning Lanes. There's some more shows we could have seen. There's, of course, the amazing animal trails that you should definitely do while you're here. And most of all, the must-do ride of this park is Flight of Passage. Of course, we could go jump in that line right now if we wanted to. It's currently actually only posted at a 55-minute wait, which is pretty good for that ride. But instead, we've actually booked our next Lightning Lane over at Hollywood Studios. That park is open till 9:30. We're probably going to get to ride most of the rides in that park as well. That is pretty sweet for a Genie Plus day that didn't even start until after 1 o'clock. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned a ton of stuff that's gonna help you on that day when you really wanna sleep in, but you still wanna ride all your favorite rides here at Animal Kingdom. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and then ring that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever new videos just like this one come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.